All right, everybody, welcome in season 3, episode 25, our first NBA playoff recap. Roman, this was the greatest playing stretch of games that we have ever seen. It was absolutely incredible. There wasn't a single miss at all. We're going to talk about every single game. We're going to give predictions for what's going to happen in the next games. And listen, to everybody that waits until the end of the game to hit us in the comment section and to let us know how wrong we were. I went 2 for 2 personally. And boy, you would have thought that every single game I've ever picked, I've missed on with the comments I got after the Portland game. So here's what I want to do. I want to know what your favorite game was. And then I want to talk about what do you think made the playing game so special? So Roman, what was your favorite game?
Favorite game?
Yeah.
I'm going to have to go with the one tonight. I think watching Steph just brought back some memories of what we used to see. I think we haven't seen a healthy Steph all season. So it was fun to finally get to see a healthy Steph, a healthy Warriors team battle. And they were down this entire game. So seeing them, bring it to 5 points, bring it to 2 points, and then Clippers go back up. B-Math is playing super well. Kawhi has a really good first half. Darius Garland is going off. And then Steph just comes in and shuts it all down. Like they were trying to hold him at that 30-minute mark, but Steph would just come in and immediately hit a three. And it was like, you can't deny this man the ball. You can't deny him the moment because we know what he's going to do. And shout out to Al Horford. Shout out to Kristaps Porzingis for playing really good and helping Stephen Curry. And shout out to Draymond for the defense he played on Kawhi. But all around, I think the back and forth of this final game that we had tonight was my favorite.
Why do you think the play-in games were so good?
Well, I think it does matter now. Like we've seen upsets happen from, we saw it with the Bucks to the Heat. I think teams recognize that the moment is not too big. Like a 2 seed versus a 7 seed, there is some potential there for a team to steal a home game from a higher 2 seed. Especially this year, you have this brand new Spurs team who's never even seen the playoffs. And then on the East side, you have the Celtics who have this new roster just getting Jason Tatum, and you have this 1 seed Pistons. So yeah, I feel like it's unpredictable on both sides. And also, everybody was just super close everywhere. Like Clippers, Warriors, these teams, Warriors started off better. Clippers ended better, and they kind of come together. And then you have the Magic and 76ers who were just kind of average throughout the East the whole time. So as soon as playoff basketball starts to happen, you start to see that these teams are really good. It's just everybody is really good. So it's just back and forth the entire game, which is what everybody likes to see.
My favorite game by far was the Charlotte game. I love a basketball game that means something to a city. And Charlotte hasn't been able to play meaningful basketball in years. So for them to have a game like this, it felt special. You could tell how bought in the fans were, all of the chants throughout the game. People just were so captivated by what was happening. And it was just an engaged stadium from start to finish. You felt like Charlotte had it. Then they gave it away. Then they take it back. Then they give it away. Then they end up winning it. It was just, the moments were incredible. Kobe White, Carolina kid, plays at Carolina, gets to Charlotte, and has an incredible moment. This guy's hit clutch shots his entire life. And to do it in that stadium and to do it in that way and to do it in front of those fans that have watched him for years and years, it's just special. And for the head coach to bench Khan, because he's just not playing well, and he's a rookie. It's his first time in this type of a situation. And for it to pan out, if it doesn't, he's getting destroyed online. And for it to go his way and for him to go to the hot hand and then for the hot hand to make the shot and LaMelo to then still get his moment for the go-ahead bucket after almost giving it away to Tyler Hero, there was everything you would want in a basketball game. There was controversy with the heel grab on Bam and Bam being out of the game. There was big-time plays from Davion Mitchell had a great game. Andrew Wiggins had an incredible stretch in the game. Hero was clutch on 5 straight free throws. Just couldn't miss. It was fantastic. I loved watching every second of it. That was by far my favorite.
It's the top one for sure, especially because it went to overtime. And like you said, the back and forth. Just both teams knew how big the moment was. Like if you're the Miami Heat, you don't want to lose to the Charlotte Hornets. If you're the Hornets, you've battled so far back through the second half of the season. You can't let this moment go to waste. LaMelo has a stinker of a game. Khan has a stinker of a game, but it worked out for him. We had some incredible moments just back and forth.
Brandon Miller was awesome.
Brandon looked like a superstar. Like he was really good.
His jumper is beautiful. It's pure.
When he gets hot, it's fun to watch. Like when
Oh yeah,
he makes us remember why this man was the top pick. So
absolutely.
shout out to them.
Yeah, talking about the second game that day, Phoenix versus the Blazers. Yeah, I was completely wrong on this. I did not believe in Portland. And when I saw Phoenix go on that 24-4 run and really start to pull away, and Dylan Brooks is hitting shots and Jalen Green then starts hitting threes, I was like, this is it. Royce O'Neal gets that steal into a transition three. I was like, they're going to do this. And Denny Avdija just put the team on his back and said, no, I'm going to win this basketball game, and I'm going to win it myself if I have to. Donovan Clingan, I felt like was solid around the rim. Drew Holiday brought a presence. They were able to pack the paint when they needed to contest a lot of the mid-range shots, especially from Dylan Brooks was trying to shoot some late middies that didn't work. And I felt like on that last possession, I mean, Devin Booker had a shot to get that shot off, but Jalen was open, and he shoots that three with 8 seconds left, and then they get the rebound, and they get stripped at the end of the game. It was so up and down. There were major runs from both teams. Incredibly fun to watch. And yeah, Denny completely shut me up. I was wrong. I was completely wrong about the Blazers. And I can't wait to see what happens in San Antonio. But man, what a great game.
Yeah, I think it was a shocker. I'll be honest. It's probably the same for you, but there wasn't too many Trailblazer games that I was watching this year. So to see them healthy was definitely different because Drew came out and immediately set the pace. And Denny just had one of the best second halves that I've ever seen. Like he could not be stopped. And one after and one, just getting to the hoop. And then Jeremy Grant hitting a bunch of kick out threes in the corner. So it was really fun to watch. I felt like the Suns were controlling the game, and it was kind of this back and forth, but you just felt like the Suns were gonna have it. But then Denny just said, no, we want this 7 seed. And so they closed it out. So shout out to them for the season that they've had too. Like so many injuries that they've had to deal with. And then one game in, the whole thing with Chauncey not being the coach anymore and Tiago takes over. So shout out to them for even having a winning record and being that 7 seed this year. So good job to the Trailblazers. We were wrong there.
Moving to the Magic versus the Sixers. I think if you watched the Magic and the momentum that they brought into this game, you're not surprised that they lost, but it's the way that they lost yet again that feels the most disappointing. The Sixers defensively were fantastic. Paul George defended Paolo incredibly well, to the point where Paolo would get Paolo would get the open look, not shoot it, drive it. Paul wouldn't move. He looked like vintage Paul George in this game defensively. Now, offensively, he was kind of hit or miss. But Paolo was taking inefficient shots all game long. And it goes back to what I said before. I believe that Paolo needs to be attacking corners and getting to the rim. Start the game at the rim. Be aggressive. Don't settle for the turnaround middies and these step to the side mid-range jump shots and these contested three-pointers. Go and get some easy ones. Get some transition buckets. Get to the rim and and then pull your game to the mid-range and then pull your game outside. Play more like a young LeBron. Play less like a Carmelo Anthony. I think you had the size advantage, but man, it just felt like he never, when he was getting the ball and he was going to make a move, it was left and right. It was never up and down. It was like he was he wasn't getting any closer to the basket. So I don't know. I was really happy for VJ. A lot of energy when he goes into Jalen Suggs in the game, and Tyrese Maxey just set the tone, was incredible all game. Desmond Bane was awesome. He was fantastic. Felt like anytime they needed a bucket, he was the guy. And there were times where Paolo was flashing in the post and they would still go to Bane and he would hit another shot. Like he delivered in that game. But Franz, you could tell he's not all the way back. Paolo, I think, also just kind of wasn't there, and they needed a little bit more. So I don't know what's happening in Orlando, but I'll tell you what, you better be careful if you're going to play Charlotte, because Charlotte will send you home, especially if they're hitting threes.
Yeah, this Magic team just wasn't prepared. It just didn't look like it. Desmond Bane was the only one who was hitting. When it got down to clutch time, they didn't know who to go to for the ball. Like, you have 3 superstars on the court at this time. Franz is coming off injury. Paulo can't get any rhythm throughout the game. Desmond Bane is kind of like the backup superstar to these two at this point. So it's like, what do we really do in those final possessions, like the last 2 minutes when Tyrese Maxey's going down and getting buckets and you're supposed to come down and match a shot, but they just can't do it because it's just handoffs. It's just handoffs for 20 seconds trying to get a shot off, and it ends up in a fadeaway Desmond Bane mid-range or a fadeaway three. So it was a good back and forth the entire game. But the one superstar that was on the court was able to close the game out, and Tyrese Maxey getting to his mid-range, getting to his floaters. He was getting whatever he wanted, and even closing the game out with blocks and stuff like that. So the whole time I'm watching, I'm just like, Tyrese Maxey knows the moment. He knows that he is a star. Doesn't matter if Joel Embiid is here, and he closed out that game.
I think Tyrese is one of the best guards in the league, driving at full speed with his offhand.
Oh, his left hand is so good.
He's great at that. He's absolutely great at that. Okay, looking at the games, last game up, Warriors Clippers. I don't think I could have been any more wrong about this game than I was. I said Kawhi was going to take over. I said there was nobody who could guard Kawhi in this game. I did not believe in Golden State at all. I thought Benedict Mathurin was going to come in and give him a cool 20-piece. And, man, it felt good going into halftime, and I agree with you. I think Steph just does what Steph does. And so, once again, just completely wrong on my end. And one of the biggest things I had an issue with is, how does Benedict try to pass the ball to Kawhi Leonard when Kawhi Leonard is not even on the floor? He was out of bounds. Why wouldn't he just throw it off the defender and reset so that he can inbound the ball again? Why doesn't Tyronn Lue run a play? Do something to get someone open. You're going to have Kawhi post up Draymond at the worst possible angle to get the ball inbounded to him. Like, it made no sense to me at all. And the game was just immediately over from that point. They were not ready for the moment. And Tyronn Lue did not set the team up. That was out of a timeout. So
that to me is one of those situations where it's like Kawhi was like, give me the ball and get out of the way. And this was the example of where it doesn't work out.
We're back.
This just felt like one of those moments where a player's like, give me the ball and get out of the way. And this is one of the examples where it doesn't end up working out. Kawhi said, let me go to work. But he had to run into Draymond. And Draymond is feisty. Draymond's going to get in the way. Draymond looked like a defensive player of the year that he was, 10 years ago. Like, he was playing incredible defense on Kawhi Leonard. And I think they just ran out of time there. It's one of those things where Kawhi just wanted the ball and B-Math was willing to throw it in, but that ruined the game for them. But I think you're right. If the game ended at the third quarter, you would have been correct. Kawhi has a great game. B-Math plays great, like off the bench, and they win this game. But the Warriors showed out. They were a little bit healthy. All they don't have now is Jimmy Butler, so they were able to close out the game. So this is the story of the Clippers.
It's just strange coaching, man. Just like the number of times where Al Horford hits 2 threes and you leave him open again and then again. And it's just like, why are you leaving these guys wide open? Why are we giving these how are these guys getting these looks? Like, Brooke, what are you doing? Like, back up. Come on. Like, Collins, come on. Like, guys, like,
why does Guy Santos have 20 points in the game? Why is it on a fast break that Brooke Lopez is guarding him and he gets a free layup in the clutch?
In the clutch. Oh, I mean, the Clippers just clippered themselves. It was just so bad. Literally, I'm watching and I'm going, why did I ever believe in the Clippers? Like, I just have to ask myself that question. It's just ridiculous. Okay. We got 2 games. We're recording this right now, Wednesday night. So by the time this gets posted, it'll be posted Thursday morning. So we got 2 games Friday. Hornets versus the Magic. Warriors versus the Suns. First game, Roman, who do you have winning? The Hornets or the Magic?
We're going to stick with the Hornets. I don't think we see a stinker like that from our 2 teams again. I mean, from our 2 shooters. From LaMelo Ball, 2 for 16 from the field, and Concanapple goes 2 for 12. Just really bad games from those 2. I think this team is on a roll, and they know it. I don't care if they're on the road. Does not matter. Magic don't look very well put together. Franz even looks like got a little hyperextended knee towards the end of the game. So unless Desmond Bane and Paolo can combine for about 75 to 80 points, I'm going to give this to the Hot Hornets.
I agree. The thing is, the Hornets are playing on house money. If they can win that game with 2 of their best players struggling throughout the night, you got to feel great going into a game like this because they shoot more threes than anybody they have this season. And they were not hitting most of the game. And so if they play to their average, you got to feel like they're going to have a solid game. And I don't think that Khan's going to struggle the way he did before. I don't think LaMelo's going to struggle the way he did before. And the trend that Orlando's on after a terrible loss to Boston and then not a great game against the Sixers, I think that they just are, they're in a slump at the worst possible time in the year. I got the Hornets winning this game.
Well, and the Hornets get an extra day of rest too. This isn't football where it's an extra week off. It's just one extra day for the team. So I think that's going to matter a lot for, travel. Like I'm assuming the Hornets are already in Florida right now, just getting ready for the game. They're probably traveling there right now. So they might get there before the Magic do. So it'll be nice for them they have had that extra day. They know who they're going to play. They've been prepping for it and they come into it with some confidence. So I'm excited to see it tomorrow.
All right, Warriors Suns. This is a game that's going to be played in Phoenix. Roman, who do you have winning?
I am liking these 9 to 10 seats. And I said I don't bet against Steph Curry, and it ended up being the correct thing. So I'm going to do it again. And now he has a game under his belt. Steph Curry was a little rusty, and they still won. He still had an incredible game. So I'm going to bet on Steph Curry and the Warriors as long as Steph permits it and he can get 35 to 40 minutes in this game, then they can get it because we've seen what the Suns have done. It's really just depending on the night who's going to go off, and I can always bet on Steph Curry. That's what I'll say.
Big time players make big time plays in the biggest moments. And there's nobody bigger in this game than Steph. I'm hoping that Draymond is on whatever pain medicine he needs to make sure that knee's okay to play in this game because they're going to need him. But, man, you're looking at Kristaps Porzingis. I don't know if Phoenix has anybody that's going to be able to stop him. I don't know if Phoenix has anybody that's going to be able to hold Steph Curry down, especially now that the playoffs are right in front of him. This is one of the most clutch players that we get to see play in the game. So I think we get another great game out of Steph. And I don't know. There's something about Jalen Green in the biggest moments where he should be so much better than he is based on where he was drafted. He's like a could-have-been player. You could have won that game, and you could have won this game, but his shot looks so pure, and but something's just not there. I don't know.
It's like that superstar talent, but it's like in the clutch moments, he kind of turns into that Cam Thomas type of player. It's like really inefficient, but he really wants the big moment. And that's also my struggle with the team. It's like Devin Booker is going to get double teamed. They know they're going to do that. So you're either giving it to Dylan Brooks or you're giving it to Jalen Green. Even in their clutch shot, it ends up being Devin Booker driving it and handing it off to Jordan Goodwin. So, and in the clutch moments, they put Royce at the center. Mark Williams wasn't even in the game. So if Mark isn't going to be in the game, who's going to defend Kristaps? If Al Horford's going to be in there, you like that matchup versus Al Horford. So
yeah. And I'll tell you, Golden State will go with two bigs. They've got no problem playing Santos and running Porzingis out there, or Santos and Horford. So they'll play big if they need to in the game. And I don't know if there's anybody that plays small ball better than Golden State. So I don't know, man. I think the Warriors are coming in with aggressive. They're coming in off of a win, and I think they got the momentum in this. I'm going to take them.
I'll say this. One of these is probably going to be wrong. It's just so hard to predict these, these 7 to 10 seeds. It's just really unpredictable. So I think we're going to get close games no matter what, but I like leaning on the superstars right now. And the biggest two names coming out of these two games for me is LaMelo Ball and Stephen Curry. So I'm hoping that those two pan out and they lead their team to wins.
I love it. Listen, you guys, that is our play-in recap for the playoffs this year. We are going to be doing another play-in recap on Friday. We're going to cover these two games after they take place, and we will be giving our first round predictions going into the postseason. We are so excited. There is nowhere we will be but on the couch watching every single game through the weekend. So please be sure to hit that alert button so you're notified when we post a video. Subscribe to the podcast right now. Click the link below. And if you know anybody that needs to learn more about basketball, send them to the Swish List Podcast. And with that, a short episode, season 3, episode 25. We are out.